Who's doing this public hearing for the zoning bylaw?
Me,
Oh, okay. We be out here in 20 minutes.
I like
Yeah,
that.
hopefully, we have a big day.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so we're,
We can do 4-hour meeting.
I had.
3 North Ave, because that's here, right? No, what is that?
It's highlighted up and down.
I understand
From the
that,
top
but it's
of
a
it
public
to-
hearing for. Oh, age restricted, okay. In accordance with MGL Chapter 48, Section 5, you're all, right? Scheduled for Monday, November 8th. Town will amend the zoning bylaws by adding the following section. Section 5.05, age restricted overlay district. The age restricted overlay district is to allow for an age restricted residential development with a commercial component. Commercial component, sorry. The new bylaw includes sections on purpose, definitions, allowed use, approval process, design standards, dimension requirements, lighting, parking, landscaping, signage, site plan approval, waivers. Public hearing will be held 20 Main Street, Select Board Meeting Room.
Shall I begin?
Shall you begin?
It's, as you know, I was in front of you before I was your planner, to try to get bylaw passed for the corner of Milford and North Street, the town. It didn't pass a town meeting, but the planning board did approve it, therefore, the Board of Selectmen and many others have asked that we try again. It's the exact same bylaw, I haven't changed one word, not one word since that town meeting. Just as a reminder, it's, the process would be, it would hopefully pass town meeting, then we'd go out to bid to see if someone would buy it under this bylaw. If they would, if there are buyers, then the selectmen would choose the best proposal. It would then go to spring town meeting. They decide whether to accept it, and then the new owner would come in front of you for the bylaw and work with you through the bylaw. And all it is to try to get a mixed-use development where we have a small commercial component and we have over 55 townhouses, single family, whatever the developer wants. And it gives you a lot of latitude on design and things like that. And also some waivers if you felt that was appropriate. I think it's a really, really good bylaw. We worked very hard at it. I worked with Cindy, town council on it. And it's got a long road to haul. I can tell you that the Economic Development Commission approved it, the selectmen have approved it, the Land Use Committee has approved it. So I'm hoping it passes, and I can answer any specifics you want, but I've been told, and now that I've been in town for a while, there's a real need for over 55 houses in this town. They don't have any. They have a little tiny bit. And this will be tax producing. The commercial will be tax producing. And if you recall, the real impediment here is there's no water and sewer. So we guesstimated, I went to a sanitary engineer I know, and he guessed that we could probably get maybe 100 to 110 bedrooms out of it. So probably 50 units plus a small commercial.
Retail on the bottom,
It's
residential
up to
on
you
the top,
and the
however they
developer
design
to
it. They
design
have to
that.
design it in a country
Yeah.
manner.
With a small, with a doctor's office and maybe a convenience
There's a
store.
lot of that going on out everywhere.
Right, you see them out all over the place. So I think it's exciting, I think it can look really nice, and not only will the town get, money for selling the property, but you're gonna get taxes forever on it. And it's been not producing taxes for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So that's it.
All right,
No question, I agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it. This is kind of basically just coming, but the second shot at it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you all agree that we just move forward with this and make a motion.
Make a motion that we move forward with any questions?
oh, I'm sorry.
I just had one question. Obviously, you've been around, so you see the need for the 55 plus housing, but is there any arrangement to make some of it affordable?
No.
So basically, we could run into the problem of pricing out the seniors who maybe want to do a parallel move in the community.
And we talked about that now a year ago, and the problem is this, in my opinion, I've done a lot of affordable housing. Without infrastructure, you're not gonna get a developer to even do a few affordable units because they lose money. And they're so limited on density here. If you had water and sewer, absolutely, the game is on, let's get some affordable housing.
There's water and sewer, somebody would have bought that land. a long
Well,
time ago.
maybe, but without water and sewer or one, I'll take one of them, you can't, you're limited to 100 bedrooms, period. And if you start having demand units be affordable, that's less likely you're gonna have a developer purchase it. It's a tough, I've been in towns without water and sewer, and the good news is you don't get many 40Bs, I know you've had a few. The bad news is it's hard to do affordable housing.
Right. And I think it's hard to sell the concept if there isn't, any kind of guarantee.
I wish we could, but I think it would be self-defeating, that's the problem.
I can make a motion to close the public hearing for the.
Yep.
The overlay
Just hold
district.
it.
Second.
Okay. Make a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Or,
Make a motion to approve it. Approve the overlay district as presented.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna be here on Wednesday doing the same thing. I've invited the public, I publicized it, with the Board of Selectmen, so we could have that same discussion.
Yeah,
I'm not against it.
I don't think anybody's against it, it's just, is there
You
any
you
way,
need to get it
conceivable
for,
way?
and I would hope.
Yeah. Because I mean, talking to seniors, I know they have that sense of
You
frustration.
have to pass over the
Meeting, the minutes will,
Okay, yep, because, right,
Brackett Road, now, is the decision done?
yeah. I thought you would be here. He asked to be on.
John?
Mm-hmm.
I,
Should be in your,
John gave me his draft, I edited it, and I think it's ready to go. You don't need to vote, you've already voted.
Yeah, I know, we're just gonna sign it, yes.
Right.
I can sign this one, Gail, or
no, this one, actually,
it's the same, right?
yeah, really it is.
All right.
So whichever one you want to
So I've
do.
got it right here, we'll sign her up.
Okay,
That way there, you can keep yours for backup.
well, I'll make copies of that. later.
I don't know. So hopefully, if they want to move forward on the 22nd, they're gonna have to get their stuff straightened out for conservation.
I made a note, I'm gonna call Jeff Hayes tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I told Bob Moxon, listen, Bob, he said,
Oh,
well,
her court.
yeah,
You know what the issue's gonna be, though, they're gonna have to lose a couple lots, maybe.
Where over there, over at Mike Brook? Really?
Jeff was explaining.
Oh, Jeff Walsh, you mean?
Yeah, was explaining it to me that, if they have to level off that vertical curve and the other curve, he most likely will lose a lot, maybe two.
Those are the breaks.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
And is that gonna be worth it to him? I have no idea.
I mean, the way I mean, unfortunately,
He's looking for all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
you know what, you can't have people trying to climb up a hill, to come to the stop of that road in the middle of a snowstorm. I mean, I know that Alan, that they all, when this plow guys do a great job in town, I'm not, but those smaller roads get, you know, they don't get to them sometimes in a situation.
That's gonna be, right, 5, 6 years before it gets accepted.
Yeah, right, and they're not gonna take care of it.
No, they're not gonna do it.
And then even after it gets accepted, you accepted a road that's gonna have problems.
Yeah, exactly, it just becomes a problem for Alan, he's gotta go there and salt it multiple times.
All the.
You know, it's just, it's a, you know, let's make it right.
If you ever been on a 10% grade road, it's pretty steep.
Yeah, and we allow, what do you allow, 12?
8.
Eight.
Okay.
We allow 8.
I've seen towns that allow 12.
Yeah, out west in the Berkshires.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean.
I've been there, I know. I've been on 12% grade.
It's one thing if it's a gradual slope and it's not coming to an intersection or something, but, you know, that situation there.
Yeah.
It's not,
I don't like it there. Not gonna.
it's not causing a problem, so.
No, you're doing your job. That's your job.
And the way things have been, it just seems like there's always issues. You know, I mean, I can just imagine what Jeff's gonna, when they go to accept the road where on Pond Street now, when they go to get that all done and get road acceptance, I'm curious to see what the plans are gonna look like there, you know? Or what the list is gonna look like, you know, so. We'll
Is it the
just,
same developer?
yes, yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's why at least we have a little bit of,
Leverage.
we have a little bit of leverage here to say, listen, you gotta get this straightened out on one end, this has been a major problem. And, you know, and the worst part about it is that problem happened because we pushed some of the people pushed to get the land accepted. Get it deeded over to conservation restriction to the town before the subdivision was done. You know, if he would have had a mistake, whether it was deliberate or not, and that it wasn't already deeded over to the town, he could have adjusted the lot lines, and as long as he still had his 22% or whatever the percentage of open space,
Right.
it would have been easily done, you know, but that didn't happen that way. So now in the future.
He was going into habitat and everything else doing that.
Yeah, you know, so, but I mean, if you would have, at least you would have had, now it just turns into a problem for the homeowners that have those 2 lots on the corner there are, you know, now they're gonna go in there and start ripping and, you know, making a mess. These people bought this land thinking that they own this much land. Now they got nothing.
That's the way he presented it.
Yep. Guess we're done.
That's why all the smart buyers call the planner office. What's gonna happen around here?
Yeah. Well, they probably sold it to them as, it's gonna be conservation.
Forever.
Nobody's ever gonna touch nothing. But they didn't know where their grade stakes
It's
were.
like people buying extra railroad tracks. These railroad tracks never gonna be active again. Pretty soon there's train tracks.
We good?
We're good. Am I good? Motion, good?
What's that?
We're done.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna draft a letter that will go to the selectmen
Okay.
saying you've
Okay.
approved it.
Well,
I'll send that to you. but,
all in favor?
All right,
All right.
good night.
What's that, huh, Gil?